Hello all, this is Jawwad Kazi and you're watching my weekly video series 3, 2, 1 Thursdays. Every week I bring for you value enrichment content for UPSC answers and essays. If you are new to this series, then do read about it in the description box below. And also don't forget to download the notes from the link given there. Once again, I bring before you today 3 data points, 2 concepts, and today for a change, I also bring 1 case study. And as is my usual practice, towards the end, I will be sharing a productivity related tip also. So let's get started. The first data point that I wish to share with you is regarding the so-called unwanted girls. Economic Survey 2017-18 gave this concept of unwanted girls. According to the Economic Survey, in India we see a behavior called as son meta preference. According to this concept, families keep on having children till they have the desired number of sons. So they are not doing sex selective abortion, but at the same time they are having kids till they get their desired number of sons. It might be 1 or maybe more. In the process, the girls or girl child who is given birth to then gets a less preferential treatment in the family. And Economic Survey uses the term unwanted girls for such girls. So the resources that will be spent for such girls will be skewed in favor of the sons. According to Economic Survey, there are 21 million such unwanted girls in the country. So that's my first data point regarding unwanted girls, which stands at 21 million. The second data point is a similar concept called as missing women. As per normal sex ratio at birth, there should be 950 girls to 1000 boys. This is a normal sex ratio. As you know, in India, we've had a skewed sex ratio and we have fewer girls compared to boys. Consequently, if you work out the mathematics, Economic Survey says that we have missed out on as many as 63 million women who it calls as missing women in India. So this is the second data point, that we have 63 million missing women in the country. This was the second point. The third data point is regarding the peak of India's population. Population control has been an important policy imperative for India since independence. Over the years, it has even acquired a political overtone. Population explosion has been spoken about in our national discourse. But maybe you might be surprised that certain recent reports say that India's peak population is approaching very fast. As per United Nations Population Division, India's peak population will be reached in 2061, where we will have 161 crore Indians. And after that, our population is going to subside slowly. So we are reaching our peak relatively early than what was imagined earlier. Certain other reports, in fact, predict it to happen even earlier. As per the IHME report, India's peak population of 160 crores will be reached in 2048 itself. So this was my third data point regarding peak population of India, which according to United Nations will be 161 crores and will be reached around 2061. So these were the 3 data points for today's session. Now let us come to the second segment and discuss 2 important concepts. The first concept that I wish to discuss with you is regarding contraceptive prevalence rate. What is this idea of contraceptive prevalence rate? Guys, this rate gives us the percentage of women in the age group of 15 to 49 who are using some form or the other of a contraceptive to prevent birth. They might be using it themselves or their partner might be using it. That is immaterial. what is important here is that a contraceptive is being used. That is called as contraceptive prevalence rate. This rate is naturally important to have a control on expansion of population. According to the National Family Health Survey, India's contraceptive prevalence rate stands at 53.5%. Okay? This is the first concept that I wish to share. The second concept for today is unmet need for family planning. Unmet need for family planning means the proportion or percentage of women in the age group of 15 to 49, that is reproductive age group, who don't want to have children or at least want a spacing between children for at least 2 years. That is, they had a kid and they don't want next one for 2 years. Yet they are not using contraceptives. Okay? They or their partner is included in that. So such, you can say, ratio is called as unmet need of family planning. Again, this ratio is very important because it tells us that either there is lack of awareness, lack of access, maybe lack of agency also, agency as in the women's decision-making capacity, because of which the contraceptive is not being used. This again is very crucial for our population control measures. According to National Family Health Survey 2015-16, India's unmet family planning need stands at 12.9%. So 12.9% of Indian women in the age group of 15 to 49 who don't want to have a kid or at least want a spacing of 2 years between two, yet they are not using contraceptive. That is our unmet family planning need. So these were the two concepts, guys, that we discussed. Now let me come to the last segment of today's session, where I will be taking up a case study. What is meant by a case study? Guys, in simple terms, a case study is a real life incident or episode from which general principles or points of actions can be derived for larger benefit. This is called as a case study. Today, I will present before you the case study of Seoul from South Korea. South Korea is an economic miracle like many other Asian countries. Over the last 3 decades, the economy of South Korea boomed. But its underlying patriarchal and misogynistic cultural tendencies did not fade away with this economic expansion. In fact, they sharpened even more. And consequently, there was a rise in crime against women, particularly in the city of Seoul. So in 2013, the Seoul Metropolitan Government took an initiative, which we will be discussing now. The Safe City for Women initiative was started in 2013 and since then has continued in different versions. Currently, they are implementing version 3.0. In this initiative, the Seoul government actually took many steps to improve women-related safety. What all did they do? They took very innovative measures like escorts back to home. Women who are heading back to their homes and are feeling unsafe, they can ask for escorts, people who are volunteers who are ready to give their time to escort women back to home safely. So this is a very good example of citizens participating in women's safety. So escorts is one aspect of it. Then they started the concept of safe neighborhood. In those areas where women population was higher, where women felt vulnerable, the government involved the local community in women protection. They trained them, they empowered them, and also gave them guidelines as to how they should respond if there is any issue regarding safety for any woman. Thirdly, they started safe delivery boxes. A lot of women-related crimes were committed by those people who were masquerading as delivery boys. And to stop this, safe delivery houses were started in different areas so that women who were asking for any delivery, they could collect it from these safe delivery houses. A very novel kind of an idea. The next initiative was home patrol service for women. Those women who were living alone and were feeling vulnerable, they could ask for home patrol service, whereby security officials would drop by their home so that women felt safe and there would be a presence or visibility of security officials or police in that particular area. Also, there were systems of alarms that were put in their homes so that they could raise those alarms whenever they felt any kind of a threat. CCTV cameras were established and even sensors were put at the doors so that safety could be ensured. Another initiative was that of safe houses. All convenience stores in the district were declared as safe houses. So any woman feeling any kind of threat 24/7 could virtually walk into any kind of convenience store, and that store would be or would serve as a safety house for that woman. Also, some other innovative measures such as mobile applications were started so that 24/7 the lady could easily reach out to the district administration. Various such initiatives were taken, which I have included in the note which is attached in the description box below. You can download and read about it more in detail. So guys, this was the case study today regarding women's safety, which was steps and measures which were taken for the city of Seoul. So this concludes our last segment in the 3-2-1 Thursday. Now I will share a small productivity related tip with all of you. You might have heard the old adage, practice makes a man perfect. But is it so? What if you are doing a wrong kind of a practice? Or if you don't have an effective feedback mechanism? Or if your goals for improvement are not clear? Then will still your practice make you perfect? I doubt. A management thinker has given the idea of deliberate practice to make it more clear. In a book by the name Grit, author Angela Duckworth explains this idea of deliberate practice. She says there are 4 components that must be part of a practice to be called a deliberate practice. These components can be helpful for you also when you practice, say, answer writing or maybe solving MCQs. The first component is your goal must be very specific and clear. Say, for example, if you are writing answers, your goal must be very clear as to which area of answer writing you want to improve. Whether it is scope, staying within the scope of the question, whether it is content of your answer, whether it is your writing speed or your presentation, you must know your weak areas and what you really want to improve upon. So that's the first aspect regarding deliberate practice. The second aspect regarding deliberate practice is practicing with full concentration and effort. Half-hearted practice is not going to take you anywhere. When you are at your fullest concentration level, and you put your back into it, that sort of a practice actually leads to improvement. And hence, practicing with concentration and effort is very important. The third important aspect of deliberate practice is an immediate and informed feedback. Whatever you are practicing, you must have a mentor, a coach, or maybe even a peer who can give you an objective feedback immediately and in an informed manner, so that whatever course correction is required, you will be able to implement it right away. If you don't have feedback mechanism, then you may be making some mistake in your practice, and that repetition of that practice will ingrain that habit in you. So your feedback mechanism is very, very crucial. The last aspect is repetition with reflection and refinement. So when you practice, when you do certain things repetitively, it must not be a mindless way of doing it. Your repetition of that, whether it is solving answers or MCQs or maybe some other aspect, it must be with reflection, that your thought process of what you are doing, how you are doing must be on. And also refinement. As you go on repeating, you must continuously improve or streamline your performance in that area. That is to repeat with reflection and refinement. So these are the 4 areas that make your practice a deliberate practice, leading to long-term and sustained results. I hope that will help you in your UPSC preparation also. Do let me know in the comment box how you found today's session, and also don't forget to watch my other series, Unique Panoptic, in which I discuss articles from the Hindu and Indian Express on every Monday at 1 p.m. Join me next time for next episode of 3-2-1 Thursdays. Thank you.
Subscribe the Unique Academy's YouTube channel and press the bell icon for latest updates and videos.